It's week 4 of the 2024 season.
Ready to get this game started. Here's Evan McPherson. And we're off and running from Charlotte. Return starts at the 9. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. So now out comes the Panther offense for its initial drive of the game. Bringing him out, coming off a tough rookie season as the top pick in the 2023 draft is Bryce Young.
I really hate to say this, and when you start 0-3, the numbers will just tell you flat out. Week 4 becomes a must-win game for you to save some playoff hopes. And in a must-win situation, really all eyes turn to their quarterback for a signature performance that keeps hope alive and elevates everybody around them. Sometimes the surprises work out for a nice game, and sometimes, well, those surprises, they don't surprise anybody, and you're left hoping your running back just gets up.
And the cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. Third down coming up.
Ready, Smith, ready.
From the pistol, it's Young. Complete over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They pick up 20 yards there, and it'll give the Panthers a first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
The first carry now for Jonathan Brooks. And this almost ended worse, but he gets a yard out of it. Jermaine Pratt with the play defensively. Now after the run, we see some trainers headed out for an injured player who was shaken up. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Finds a man, Deontay Johnson has it. And he's going to be across midfield, close to the 45 before going out. Battle coming up on 3rd and inches. From the gun, a give to Brooks. And he's going to get stopped right around the 45-yard line. A pickup of 2, maybe 3, but most importantly, Brock, that's enough to move the sticks. They've got to like how they've been moving it early here. It's down to the opposing 45-yard line. To the air on first down, Young. And the first down pass sent away by a defender, incomplete. Look at that time for Deontay Johnson. So it's 2nd down coming up. They kick the running back in motion. Connects with Johnson. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Jermaine Pratt with the play defensively. They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. Out of the gun, Young. Complete beyond the marker. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. That's 16 on the pickup. And that'll be good for a Carolina first.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
Quite the opening drive they put together, partner. New set of downs all the way down to the 25. On first down, here comes Brooks. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. The play brought to an end by Logan Wilson. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5. Young working from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense. And now, well, now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin because we know pressure leads to sacks. And sacks in this league often leads to wins.
Throw reeled in by Thomas. And he's going to go out of bounds just short of that red zone.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot. to move the chains.
Mevis able to knock it through. And the opening drive of the game ends in 3 points.
I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. But that's 3 points, and it's enough to give them the lead.
Brown with a return here. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So here come the Bengals, ready for their opening drive. They're led out by a motivated player coming off an injury, one of the game's great young QBs, Joe Burrow.
You know what I like, Kate? I like that even though he got burned a couple times last week, had the interceptions, he didn't let that throw him off his game or make him gun-shy to keep pushing the ball down the field. And look what that mindset got him as a result. 3 touchdowns, and much more importantly, a win.
That throw finds Jamar Chase. This one goes for an even 25 yards. And it'll be first down, Bengals.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
First and 10 now. Here's Burrow. Completes this one to Chase. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Well, if they were concerned about losing yards, running it on first down, it just happened anyway. Not many passes end in a loss. Hopefully they got a little more aggressive strategy coming here on second down.
Burrow out of the shotgun. Finds his man Chase. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here, Brock. It's first and goal. They send the tight end in motion. To throw again, it's Burrow. This one's caught. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Out of the shotgun, Burrow. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Cincinnati! The Bengals finish off their opening drive. So a touchdown on the board for them, Brock, as they start this game off a perfect 1-for-1 offensively.
Yeah, I'm going to call that scripting for success right there. Can't do it much better than that. And listen, when you script these first plays, you don't always know who the targets are going to be. It's really then relying upon what the defense is trying to take away. They couldn't take away that big old tight end.
Extra point added on by McPherson. And the Bengals one up the opposing field goal. They start with 7 on their opening drive. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Return coming from the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Carolina offense out and ready to go for their second drive. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Here's Young on first and 10. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
I'm not sure that deficit's going anywhere anytime soon. If anything, this is a defense that sees their offense creating not a ton of separation on the board, knowing they've got to shoulder the load. And sacks like that go a long ways towards doing it.
Let's see what they dial up on a second and very long. Another try following the sack. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to be brought down after getting this up to the 22.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Oh, put some heat on this deep, big game downfield. To the house, touchdown, Carolina. The Panthers hold a slim 2-point lead early. Deontay Johnson with the touchdown. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Point after by Mevis is good. And the Panthers push their lead to 3. The Panthers kick team out there now as they send it away. Brown with a return here. Return's looking good so far. His return reaches that 34-yard line before he stopped. The Bengals all set to go for their second drive. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series. He tucks it and takes off.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock, you know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that. And it's a good thing he woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep him moving forward.
Burrow from the gun. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice game.
That drop ruins the payoff to a well-designed play. It got a man open, it beat the coverage. That's a call they can revisit in the future with hopefully a much better job finishing the catch.
This one taken in by Chase. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Burrow to the air now. Renfro on the catch. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend, do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
They won't snap it in time. That is going to be the end of the first quarter. Just a field goal separates these two. We'll take a brief pause and head back to Bank of America Stadium after this. Time for our second quarter. It'll be Bengals football to begin. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Another look for him, Brock, and hey, why not with the way he's playing so far? But this time, just couldn't hang on.
I think you'll see coordinators at times, Kate, get away from something that's working. I like that they go back to him. Make them defend him and stop him. They did that.
Touchdown, Cincinnati! The Bengals take a second quarter lead. It's a Jamar Chase touchdown. So sensational work by the skill man there, Brock. Anytime you can make your quarterback look that good, you know he appreciates it.
That's a quarterback's best friend, no question. But on the other side, gosh, defensively, you got to get that skill player down. Period, end of story. You can't give up that much yards after catch.
That one right down the middle. And the Bengals take a 4-point lead. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Has this at the 6. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Panthers are headed out there on offense alongside Deontay Johnson for this series. And they have made it no secret that they want to go his way in this game, right? And the results so far, I'd say very promising. Carried by Brooks to start the drive. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3. Shotgun snap now to Young. Throw complete to Thielen. And he'll get it up to the 44. That's a pickup of 9. And it'll give the Panthers a 1st down. Looking to throw, Young. Nowhere to go with it, so he just throws it away.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
Rolling into enemy territory. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They pick up 20 yards there. And that'll be good for a Carolina first.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Now an inside handoff to Brooks. And he works it down to the 30-yard line. First down play nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. Rush coming for Young. Cuffs, this is Xavier Leggett. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with 1st and goal. He brings it in. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And with 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And he pushes them a little closer to the 3. They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. Thielen, the receiver, in motion left. Brooks. And he's in for the touchdown. The Panthers take a 2nd quarter lead. It's a Jonathan Brooks touchdown. A lot of pressure on him in that moment, Brock. Find a way to score. Don't let it go to 4th and goal. And he finds a way to come through and gets in the end zone for 6.
And how about the other side? Beating the defense right there as well. That group who was so close to pulling off the goal line stand, yet all that motivation wasn't enough to stop him on 3rd and goal.
Nevis with a point after. And the Panthers push their lead to 3. The Panthers kick team out there now as they send it away. Brown with a return here. Finds some space. He's past the 30. Coverage team tracks him down as the return reaches the 35. The Bengals and Jamar Chase about to take over on offense once again. And they've had a real connection looking his way in our opening half. Seems pretty clear that he's the one the coverage is going to have to adjust to and start slowing down. They'll run here. It's Zach Moss who gets it. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Jack Thompson finishing that play off. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Burrow back to throw. This finds all complete. And this one doesn't go far. A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Here's Burrow. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. T. Higgins, the intended receiver. And that brings up 4th and long. The Bengals send out the punting unit. And we'll see how his debut offering goes. Surprisingly had to punt 5 times in last week's win, and he sends this away. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. The Panthers and Jonathan Brooks ready to begin another drive. Officially a 55-yard launch. And it's going to be Panthers football. Young on 1st and 10. A throw left side finds Johnson. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. Now Young. Completed over the middle. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
And they get get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. And that pushes him back. Third down coming up.
That sure ended up being worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
And the Bengals bringing out a fifth DB. They're in the nickel, third down. Now it's Young. He's in trouble, and they bring him down again. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough fourth down.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it, except for this defense that just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
So on fourth down now, the Panthers calling an all-pro several times over. It's Johnny Hecker for the punt. Signals for the fair catch, and he's got it at the 27. This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. No return on that punt, and it'll be Bengals football. On first down, here's Burrow. That one's complete, right side. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. 2nd and 3 now.
Here we go. 12, 11, mighty.
They go counter, it's Moss. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after it looks like a yard gain. Jadeveon Clowney on that stop. They only get a yard that time, and we have reached the 2-minute warning. 3rd and just 2 to go.
Here we go.
Throwing is Burrow. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. A quick 3 plays, Brock, and we have arrived at fourth down just like that as he comes through with some contact to break up what looked like a catch.
Now, guess what, Kate? These guys aren't getting paid by the down defensively. They want to get themselves off the field in as few snaps as possible, and there was no way they were letting this drive extend beyond a 3 and out.
And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. The Panthers and Bryce Young making their way back out on offense. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Chris Jenkins Jr. there on the tackle. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, Young. Catch made by Chuba Hubbard. And he'll get it up to the 27.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. Oh, he lost the football. But I believe someone on the Panthers made it to the loose football first. They're hanging on to it. Carolina in punt formation. And he'll try to have his 2nd punt top his 1st one. Went for 48 with his 1st kick, and this one looks even better. And a fair catch made without incident just inside the 25. That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And it's going to be their football coming up. 1st and 10 now. Here's Burrow. That's Gesicki. He's got it. And he crosses the sideline a yard or 2 beyond it looks like the 30. 2nd and 3 now. Burrow out of the shotgun. Got a man. It's Gesicki. And he's going to get this up close to the 40 before going out. New set of downs for him at the 38. First down, Burrow to throw. Catch made by All. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. Cincinnati uses its 2nd timeout. To throw again, it's Burrow. That one's incomplete over the middle.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you've got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
And he must have overlooked the linebacker there because he was right in the way to swat it away and bring out the incompletion.
With all due respect to some of the great linebackers back in the day, to play the position today, man, you've got to be versatile. You can't just be a come up and stuff the run. You got to play coverage. And these defenses more and more rely on you to break up throws just like that.
So this one will go out of bounds, and they'll start the drive inside their own 30. Just over 30 seconds left in the half as they come to the line. To the air on first down. Young. Marshall there to bring it in. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down. Now Carolina's going to take a timeout. That's its second. 1st and 10 from the 41. From the pistol, it's Young. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
Defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
Hubbard hauls it in. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Now the Panthers decide to spend their third and final timeout. This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12.
Ready. Ready.
Sticking to the air, it's Young. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
So often, so many of these games in the NFL, well, they come down to a play or two, and 3rd downs are critical. Whether it's in a close game or already out of hand, their coach wants to see them convert those.
And he'll get under this one and make the fair catch at the 19-yard line. So no return on that punt. And they'll have a chance to run one play before time expires. All right, snap and a quick kneel down, and the final few seconds are going to elapse here in our first half. Not everyone's a fan of the out-of-town scoreboard. We'll keep our focus right here. Let's get back to football with the start of the second half. Brown with a return here. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Bengals and Joe Burrow all set to take over. And he has to be happy about his game. We're checking some of the highlights right now that he's made so far. A good showing that's seen him in the zone from time to time. And also he's just seen the field well from his spot in the middle of this offense. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go.
Burrow from the gun. Finds Chase on the slant. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. He lobs it up, looking deep to the right side. Brought in inside the 20. And he's going to take this in. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals take the lead right away in half number 2. It's a Jamar Chase touchdown. His 2nd scoring catch of the game. The impact this guy has had on this game, Brock, has been massive. They'd be on the comeback trail right now if it wasn't for his 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, and that second one far bigger than his first when you just look at the game circumstances. Puts them in front here in the second half and puts a little jet fuel in the engines of their defense.
Point after up and good by McPherson. And the Bengals take a 4-point lead. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Fielded at the 7. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Panther offense headed out to the field. They find themselves trailing after the opening drive touchdown, and heck, it really set up to be an entertaining second half if they're able to answer here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Young working from the gun. Finds him over the middle. And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. He gets 6 on that play, and it'll give the Panthers a first down.
Down.
Shotgun snap now to Young. He's trying to lay it in deep along the right sideline. Makes the catch, but does not do it in bounds. It looks like he came down on that sideline. Second down coming up. Back to throw. Here's Young. Thielen's got it. Complete. And it's a nice little chunk here. 6 yards. Jermaine Pratt with the play defensively. 3rd and 4 coming up now. Young looking to throw. That's caught for the first. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, first down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Here's Young on 1st and 10. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12. Offense set for a 1st and 10. Young on the play action. It's caught. That's Thielen. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that'll be good for a Carolina first. Straight ahead, here's Brooks. And he won't get anything there. Several defenders nearby to hold him up. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Ready?
Young to throw it. Hits him on the out route. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. Out of the gun, Young. And he will score. It's a Carolina touchdown. The Panthers grab the lead on their first series of the half. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them, and that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
Mevis now for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Panthers push their lead to 3. The Panthers kick team out there now as they send it away. Brown with a return here. They'll have decent field position to begin with here, Brock. He's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. They've got first down from the 31. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3 and out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
From the 40 on 2nd down. Completes this one to Chase. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Now a give up the middle to Moss. And he takes it across midfield and into Panthers territory. Just a little short, but still a 9-yard pickup. That's going to bring up 2nd and 1. Right back to Moss now. He's only going to manage to get back to the line. That was Jordan Fuller getting there for the tackle. Nothing for them on second down, and now it's 3rd and 1. Moss with another carry. And they get there to take him down right around the 41. It's a 4-yard gain, and that's going to get him across the marker and earn the first.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
First and 10 from the 41. This time it's a passing play. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. Moss gets it from the gun. And defenders are there to get him at the line. Josie Jewell making that stop. No gain on the play, and they still need 10 now on 3rd down. Burrow out of the shotgun. That one's cut along the left sideline. And he's able to get this down to the 13. They get 28 out of that play. And it sets up a Cincinnati first down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Moss gets it going right. And he runs it inside the 10 to the 9. Following the run, we see he's still out there dealing with some sort of injury. They'll head out to check on him. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Here's Burrow. Cut near the goal line. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. They find 7 yards, and now they've got 1st and goal. Burrow to the air now. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied. Knocked away, incomplete. So the incompletion on 1st. Here's 2nd and goal. Brown. And he's not going to reach the end zone. They bring him down at the 1. Just a yard that time. They needed more, and now it's 3rd and goal. They just get the play off. And the catch is made. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals take the lead as time runs out here in the 3rd. You can't blame them for biting on that play action, Brock. Down at the 1-yard line, you're expecting it to be a run, which made that pass play the perfect call.
Show those defenders what they want to see, what they're expecting to see, so when they give them that good old run fake and pull it back, well, it is touchdown offense.
McPherson at the point after. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Bengals take a 4-point lead. So we're through 3 here. And after that last-second score in the 3rd, we'll resume play with a kickoff. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Return coming from the 6. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The Panthers set to take the field. They find themselves down here in the 4th after that touchdown. This game could end up depending on how they respond right here.
Quick, yellow, line.
First play, they go quick out to the left, complete. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
From the pistol, it's Young. He goes back to him yet again. Complete. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and cleared. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do, getting home with that sack.
Everyone's prepped. It's second down now. Early movement along the right side. The flag comes out.
Ball start. Offense.
So tough to stay set when you've got defenders doing everything they can to make you jump, and, well, they got one of them to move that time. Back to the line they go. It's second down. They'll run here following the penalty. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
This offense may want to try and disguise their run a little bit. I don't know if it's the O-lineman's stance. I don't know if it's a cadence. I don't know what it is, but after two straight plays going backwards, this defense is all over.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up fourth down.
I don't know why, Kate, but when I'm thinking of this series that we all just watched, I'm just hearing the sound thud. Not a whole lot of other ways to describe the set of downs that we just watched and the results that followed. It was third and extra long, and now it's fourth and forever.
Panthers getting everyone set for the punt. And he's only a handful of yards from his own goal line. And he's just going to fair catch this one. That's brought in at the 39-yard line. Good starting field position awaits the Bengals as they get set for 1st and 10. Now Burrow. Got a man, it's Gesicki. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him in a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
On 1st down, here's Burrow. This finds Evans, complete. And this one does not go far. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Straight ahead, it's Brown. And he's brought down for a loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
On 3rd down, here's Burrow. Catch is made down the right sideline. And he's going to take this in. Touchdown, Cincinnati. The Bengals now lead by 10. T. Higgins, the touchdown. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
McPherson at the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Bengals drive their lead to 11. Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Has this at the 6. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Panthers get going again once more on offense. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. Young on 1st and 10. That's complete. Here's Brooks. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Well, there was never a play in any playbook I ever saw designed for a lost yardage play when you throw the ball. But if there's any solace, at least it was first down. A couple more chances to make up for it.
That's knocked away by a defender, incomplete.
Well, the QB right there, he put it pretty close to the sidelines to begin with. And the defender, well, that was a nice job. Just simply put a hand out there and let me just encourage the ball to fall incomplete.
He puts everything behind this one. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
Desperation time here on fourth. He's looking deep once again. He's got it at the 30. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Sticking to the air, it's Young. That's Thomas, he's got it. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20.
I think the defense is still turned around looking for where the ball is, because that QB and tight ends, they got that ball out in a hurry.
Play action now, Young. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And it brings up third down.
Needle. Ready.
Here's Young to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Here he goes. Got to have this on fourth down. And it's going to be incomplete. Couldn't connect to extend the drive. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Well, I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in four-down territory, down a couple scores here in the fourth. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
One of the tight ends motioning right. First down, Burrow to throw. Catch made by Chase Brown. And he maybe got back to the line there, but no further.
And the defense was all over that throw, able to stop it right at the line. They could smell that one coming, and they sniffed it out in a hurry.
Brown on the inside give. Oh, he loses the football. And this is going to be a turnover. The defense forces the big play.
You're using this play to try for a first down, but also set up whatever in your back pocket for third down. But you know what? Throw it all away. None of it matters now if you can't hang on to the doggone football. And the defense pounces on that one in a hurry.
While a new offense preps to head out, we've got a stoppage. They want to make sure this is a turnover.
Under review.
Yeah, pretty bang-bang play out there. It's tough to see exactly what happened on our first look in real time.
But you know what I like here, and I do appreciate, and these officials are so good at let the play just play itself out before calling it dead. Now all the replays and the camera angles will give us such a better idea of really what happened.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.